Footy's back, everyone, and we're joined by a pretty awesome guest. He made quite an impression over the weekend for the Raiders in the week one of the preseason challenge or trials, as everyone knows it to be. Getting sin binned, but then going from villain to hero and scoring a try in the late stages of the game. Noah Martin, thank you for joining me today, mate. And how was your weekend, and what was the experience like?
Yeah, hello. No, it was good. Thanks for having me anyway on this podcast. The experience on the weekend, yeah, no, I enjoyed every single bit of it. The lead up, playing with the older boys, just the experience from them passing on to me, it was so good.
Now that's awesome, and obviously, being coached under an absolute Raiders legend, which is Sticky. Obviously, you're not coached by him on the day-to-day sort of thing. So, getting to as you said, be amongst the old boys and also amongst the coach. What was that like being under Sticky, and what did he have to say to you in particular while you were being sin binned?
Um, yeah, no, it was like pretty memorizing, I could say, kind of thing. Having him as like coach me, I couldn't really believe it, kind of thing. I was just sitting in the sheds at the start of the match, and he's just got us in a circle talking to us and that, and I just couldn't believe it, kind of thing. But when I got sin binned, he didn't say anything really,
Oh
kind of thing.
wow,
So,
okay.
yeah, so I was a bit like, oh no, kind of thing like that.
You like
But
say
then
something to me, not don't leave me in the dark.
yeah, yeah. But anyway, when I went back out to the sideline, they just said just go out there and start how you started before, kind of thing. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
No, that's awesome, especially the faith that they showed in you. But obviously, it all comes and all starts from somewhere. Obviously, going from the trials all the way back to your early days. First of all, what is your earliest rugby league memory?
Earliest rugby league memory would probably be my first ever rugby league carnival. It was my first time ever playing rugby league.
Yep,
Went up to Bibbenluke Carnival. It's near Bombala there.
yep.
Um, Played in the under eight, so I was six. I
Oh wow.
played a 5 game round robin kind of thing. We won every single game. I think I ended up getting about 21 tries or
Oh
something.
jeez, all the meat pies.
Yeah, throughout the whole carnival. And the thing that's why I chose it, because it was my first ever trophy I got. I kind of got a trophy for kind of best
Like
on
best
ground,
on ground sort of thing.
kind of thing. So that's probably my earliest memory kind of thing, getting my first trophy.
That's awesome. And obviously, from then on, you sort of fell in love with the sport. And that also brings up another topic. And it's growing up, obviously, every kid is impressionable. So, who was your rugby league idol?
Growing up, I was a huge fan of Sonny Bill Williams. He was just
Yeah.
a mad hitter. That's why I loved him just in everything. So, yeah, he was my idol growing up.
No, that's awesome. And who would you say these days, obviously, because you're coming through the ranks now at the Raiders, that you sort of model your play style after?
Um, Kind of as a back rower, I was kind of on David Fafita or the kind of Boyd Cordner as well.
Yep.
So, yeah, kind of followed them as well.
Yeah, nice. Obviously, your juniors were with Bay Tigers and Narooma Devils, from what I'm led to believe.
Yeah.
What was it like, playing for those two clubs growing up?
Playing for Narooma, it was pretty cool. Well, I was first at Eden Tigers
Okay, there we go. Thank
from
you. I appreciate that.
yeah, that's all right. I was there from under eights to under tens, and then
Is
when
that
I
the club you played for in that carnival?
yeah, that's the club I played for in Carnival, and then moved up to Narooma Devils and played 6 years with them. Had
Okay.
a pretty cool coaches and that, which pretty much led me on the path of trying out for the Raiders and whatnot like that.
At
And
what
then
point, if you don't mind me asking, during that time at Narooma Devils, did you realize, you know what, I can give it a real, like, red hot crack to make the Raiders teams?
in under 14s, I was 13, and the coach kind of said to me, like the Group 16 coach, we're playing for Marlins at a Wagga Carnival. He
Yep.
kind of said, "Oh, would you be keen for trialing for the Harold Mats?" And I was kind of like, "Oh, nah, probably not this soon. I'm a bit young and kind of thing like that." And he's like, "Oh, well, the worst they can do is say no," kind of thing. So
That's a good motto.
yeah, so I gave it a go. Ended up making the team, and then yeah,
Wow. It's just been on from there.
yeah.
Sorry, continue. So obviously, going back into, you went from Narooma Devils to, what was your next club after that?
So in 16s, Narooma didn't have a 16, so
Okay.
I the Bay Tigers because I had a few good mates up there that I
Is
played.
Bay Tigers Bateman's Bay, or is that a different team altogether?
Bay Tigers, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yep.
Yeah. So I had a few like rep mates and whatnot playing in that local team. So I moved up to that and played a year
That would have
there.
made the move a bit easier for you, sort of thing, because you weren't going in like some little fish, big pond, everyone you don't know, but you've actually got some mates there, sort of thing.
Yeah, that's kind of why I went there, kind of thing. Just having the mates there, good mates around me, and kind of thing. So it just made it easier to fit in.
Yep.
And yeah, played a year there, and then kind of just started with Raiders from there.
Yeah, nice. And obviously, you haven't really looked back because it's definitely promising signs so far. Obviously, everyone hopefully now knows the name Noah Martin, especially after your, you could say, antics villain to hero arc in the game on the weekend. But obviously, this is a lot more of a personal type thing. That's why I love getting the youngsters on the podcast because you never know. As Rugby League Guru says, could be anything, and I definitely believe you could be anything, mate. So my next question, obviously, your junior reps, as you just mentioned, you tried out for Harold Matts. What was it like? Obviously, you did the trialing for that. What was it like then playing your first match for the Harold Matts Raiders side?
So when I made Harold Matts, I was still 2 years younger than all the rest of the boys. So
Jeez.
so I was 18th man for the first 5 rounds, just going
Yep.
up on the bench, the HIA sub, obviously.
But just the
And
experience, though, would have been great.
oh yeah, the experience, I was getting so much experience from it. Just I was probably the littlest bloke there. I was just looking around the room and everyone's just shooting above me, kind of thing.
Yep.
And just kind of getting the experience off all the older boys, kind of thing, like because they've already played obviously more rep games and like that to me and whatnot. And so yeah, and then I got my shot in round 6. Played Newcastle Knights. Played pretty good. The coach was
Was
impressed.
that in Newcastle or was that down in Canberra?
Yeah, up in Newcastle. So travelled
Bit of a
up
trip.
there for the travelled up the day before. Stayed that night. Was pretty nervous, and I ended up playing. I think we lost only by a try or something like that.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, and then the COVID come around that year
Yep.
and ended our season short. The coach called me up and said, "Oh, wish I had you on the team sooner," kind of thing like that. You played really good, and then just had to wait till the next year. And
As I say,
then
how did that go? Because everyone obviously saw the NRL, like the professional side of things, but no one really sort of noticed the Harold Matts, SG Ball, those sort of, lower grades. How did you handle the COVID break for your sport?
no, it was kind of disappointing because obviously we missed out on our local comp as well. What we go to, so that got all cancelled as well. So it was just kind of training by yourself or with a few mates on the weekend, kind of thing. But yeah, just had to try to stay fit for the next year.
Yeah, and obviously you managed to because you obviously earned your spot back into the Harold Matts side. I'm guessing.
Yeah. So the year after, they pushed it up to 17s, the Harold Matt,
Okay. Yep.
just COVID. So I was still 2 years younger.
Yep.
So playing,
Nothing you weren't used to at this point, though.
yeah. And so I played that whole season of Harold Matts at back row centre, kind of shifted the back row centre.
Okay.
Got player's player.
Okay.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
yeah, and then the year after, I was the actual age group going into it.
Yep.
So we
Is that
played.
when you moved to? Sorry to interrupt. Is that when you moved to like the second row sort of area, or was this not for a few years?
Oh yeah, this is when I was pretty much permanent back row kind of thing like
Okay.
that. And this year I actually moved up to Canberra
Yep.
and
You
went
made the
to
move. Wow.
yeah. So before all that, I was coming up 3 times a week from Eden, so 3.5 hours up, 3.5 hours back, 3 times a
Yes,
week.
6 hours for a relatively hour and a half, maybe 2 hours sort of thing. So,
Yeah.
if anyone who doesn't understand that, that's an amazing and incredible dedication to the sport, because at this point, to anyone who may not know, you're definitely not getting paid near as much as the NRL or even a reserve grade. You're doing this for the literal love and the opportunity, which is incredible testament to your dedication. Continue.
Yep. Yeah, so moved up, went to Erindale College in year 11, played
Yep.
in the schoolboys tournament in year 11 too. And we got
How'd you go in that?
yeah, went pretty good. We got knocked out just before the final. Had to win the
Okay.
game for the final, but I got pretty sick as well.
Oh,
I had like spleen issues and that going on with my
ooh,
and stuff, so couldn't really mess around with that. But got back on track after that, and then kind of thing after that year wrapped up. Obviously SG ball the year after.
yep,
So playing a year young in SG, I played 5 games,
yep.
and then I hurt my shoulder pretty bad. Had to get surgery, so I was out all
Wow.
that. Had my labrum and all that done,
Yep.
so was out for the whole year there, and then
How is the mental side of that? Getting obviously because some players, 6 weeks, can sort of deal with it, but a whole year off, not just trying to remain fit, but also trying to rehab that sort of injury. How did your mental health, sort of differ while going through all of that?
yeah. So I'm kind of like a guy that hates missing out on footy. I'll play through kind of thing, do anything for the boys and stuff like that. So to sit on the sideline and watch, obviously, the Arundel team when I was in year 12 go through to almost the final again, the SG ball, and all my mates going up to flag playing it, I was kind of like, oh, this is a bit shit kind of thing, and trying to realise like the bigger picture of it kind of thing was
Yeah.
pretty hard. But I had a good support base, my girlfriend and my parents, brothers and that, which my brothers had a few injuries and whatnot. So it was good getting his word. Like he come up to me and spoke to me, oh, it's not the end, you just got to think of the bigger picture kind of thing like that.
That's Jordan, isn't it?
So, yeah, that's Jordan Martin, yeah. So yeah.
He's, if I'm not mistaken, he's 5 years older, or is he only like 2 years older?
5 years, yeah. 5 years
Okay,
old.
so he would have definitely had that experience to, really, for lack of a better term, take you under his wing for that advice sort of thing, which would have been good.
Yeah, for sure. No, he helped a lot throughout the whole rehab thing when I was a bit down and whatnot. He's just keep working, mate. It'll pay off in the end and whatnot. So it was pretty good. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Sorry, continue the journey.
Yeah. So, and then I got, well, sorry, last year before I did my shoulder, before I played at 5 games at SJ, I got a
Yep.
block with NRL.
A pre
So
what? A pre-development?
pre-Christmas
Okay.
training season.
Oh,
So I
cool.
got 6 weeks before Chrissy with the NRL squad.
Yep.
So
That would have
just,
definitely taken your game to like a next level sort of thing.
yeah, it did. No, it was so good. Just being like, obviously going in at 17 years old, around all the first graders I've been watching on TV and
Yeah.
stuff. It was pretty
You would
cool.
have been starstruck
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah, I was a bit stunned at the start. I was like, oh wow, like I still am now, and I'm
Yeah.
around every day kind of thing. But yeah, that helped a lot into my SG ball games. It was just the injury that kind of cost me the year kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then I'm on development contract now.
Yep, I noticed that on the it's development, if I'm not mistaken, for 2 years, and then NRL is what it says on the website for 2026, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, that's
Ripper.
right. So yeah, I'm full time at the moment, and I'm loving every bit of it.
That's awesome to hear, especially given you've overcome that full year of, an obstacle, for lack of a better term, which, as your brother said, it's about the comeback, not the setback, is
Yeah.
is my sort of mentality when it comes to anything, which is incredible to hear. And obviously, Sticky, what was it like when, did he tell you personally that you were getting, a start this past weekend, or was it through your manager sort of thing?
No, it was I was kind of a bit, oh, am I playing SG ball this year? Am I going to get a running flag or cup kind of thing? But then it was just the lead up throughout the week. I think on the Monday in the team meeting in the morning, Stick was just like, all right, this is the team for the weekend kind of thing, and put it up obviously on his computer on the big board. And I
Yep.
see me now, I was just like, oh, wow. Like, I can't believe that. But yeah, that's kind of how it went.
That's awesome. And obviously you had to travel up to Cogra for the game. What was it like traveling with the first grade team up to Sydney sort of thing?
Yeah, no, it was unreal. Just being on the bus, I was kind of in the middle of the pack, just looking back and just seeing all the older boys and that there. I was just playing like cards, and I was like, wow, I still can't believe that I'm getting a run this weekend with the older boys. like it just shot me confidence through the roof kind of thing that they have like their faith in me to actually do this kind of thing. And then when we got to the motel and that, just like there was a big pool and stuff there, and went into the team room and all the boys are there, Stick and all that, having dinner. I couldn't believe it still. It was pretty cool.
That's incredible to hear, mate. Honestly, well done for you could say your first taste of NRL level, for lack of a better term. And obviously, we'll go into some quick fire fun questions. And but before we do, I've got one question for you, and it's what player did you sort of vibe with the most of the NRL squad during this past week experience for you? Your feet deserve a break, guys. And what better way to treat them right than with a new pair of thongs? And guys, Toei Thongs has you covered. No word of an actual lie. These thongs are the comfiest pairs I've ever owned. Straight out of the package, soft as heck. You know, they come in single plugger and double plugger. I'm currently rocking the single pluggers. Yeah, guys, for just $30 per solo pair. And the more you buy, the cheaper they get. And who doesn't love cheap thongs, you know? They also offer a monthly subscription to receive a pair every month for 6 months. So if you're a thong fiend or just need a new pair, be sure to head to toeythongs.com. Use our code LifeandSport15 for 15% off at checkout.
Probably Pasami solo. Yeah, he tucked me under his wing and he was keen as to watch me. He's just like, get out there, rip in kind of thing. Same with Josh Papali. He was go out there and get him, mate. You've had a year off kind of thing. I'm keen for you. Kind of thing like that, just doing extras with me and stuff like that. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's really awesome to hear that. You know, then for lack of a better term, they're not too big for their britches. You know, they help out the youngsters, which is what it's all about. It's a community, even though it's NRL level, which is incredible. Right, quick fire fun questions time. Apple or Android?
Apple.
Obviously. What's your favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie of all time? Probably Top Gun. I'm pretty.
Film.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Do you like the second one as well, or first one only?
No, second one I thought was really good. Like I'm pretty stuck on the second one kind of thing now. No, I think it was really good.
Yeah, nice. Because not a lot of films have that, you know, second one's just as good or better sort of thing. But Top Gun really did well.
Yeah.
How do you like your steak?
Rare. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just like 2 minutes each side kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, nice to see. I'm meeting around like 3 to 4 minutes each side, but definitely not bloody, manhole covers, bloody well done, no bloody thanks.
Yeah.
The type of people that have it well done are the type of people that eat it with sauce. Anyway, thumbs up Crocs, bro.
You don't need to eat it with sauce.
No,
all
especially if you season it right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Thumbs up Crocs, bro.
Crocs all the way.
Like, yeah, do you have gibbets in your Crocs or nah?
I did. My girlfriend's sister brought them for me for Christmas.
Yep.
And they kept falling out, so I'd kick the footy and stuff for them. So I don't have a minute.
Fair enough. What gibbets did you have?
I had a footy.
Yep.
Can of Coke on it.
Yeah, nice.
My initial, so I had an N on it.
Yep.
I had a golf set because I'm pretty into golf too. And then I had a fishing rod on it too. So yeah,
nice. I was going to say that's actually coming up later in the questions. As you would have seen, obviously, who controls the locker room music? Whether it's first of all, who controlled it in the NRL weekend just gone, and during SG Ball, who's the menace with the speaker?
Probably Peter Totito.
Yep.
Yeah, he's pretty into it. He has the right to the speaker and that. And then the locker room, Hohepa Furu.
Okay. Yeah. Do they have good music taste?
Yeah, it's all sorts. Country, pop. It's just everything. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, nice. Now time to throw a player under the bus here. Who's the pest at your squad? Obviously not the NRL because you haven't had too much experience in the locker room there. But of your squad, who's the pest?
Yeah, probably Peter Totito.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Obviously, we just mentioned you into fishing, obviously in a bit of golf, which is very good alternatives, when you need to unwind after a hard week of footy and whatnot. What's the best fishing trip you've been on so far that you can remember?
I think when I was about 12, I went on a camping trip at Victoria High Country with my dad and my two brothers.
Mm-hmm.
We just fished in the Murray River, tried to get some trout and that, went about 4 days just camping and fishing. And it was pretty fun.
Fucking nice. My favorite fishing. It's not really a trip or whatever. It was just my dad and I used to go beach fishing at night. And one
Yeah.
night at a local beach, I caught like a 3 meter hammerhead off the fucking beach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it was fucking. It was nothing huge. It was not like the big type. It was like sort of juvenile. But I was like, I caught this off the beach, and I swim at this
Mm.
beach daily, sort
Yeah.
of thing. I'm like, nah, this. I stopped swimming at that beach literally after that night. So I'm like, fucking catch it at night, just off the sand. No bloody way. And my second best one would be I caught an octopus off a wharf one time. That was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, well, when I go down to Narooma on like when I get a free weekend and that, me and my brothers normally go to the breakwall there,
Yep.
near the bar, and we go shark fishing at night. And we catch sharks there, but we can't land them because the rocks and that they cut us off, kind of thing. But
Yep.
I think the same thing. We're like, oh my god, we come swimming here like every day, kind of thing. And we're catching sharks, like, oh my
Yeah.
god.
It's like sheesh, and like it's not like it's a harmless little Port Jackson. It's like a hammerhead or a
Yeah,
bull shark sort of
yeah,
shit. I'm just like, nah, I
yeah.
don't go swimming here again unless they get a shark net or something.
Mm,
No, you got two hopes to get me in there. Bob open, no hope.
yeah.
Obviously the mullet is the talk of the town. Yesterday we put up a poll. Obviously, who wears the mullet better, you or Jordan? You won. I think it was like 65 to 35% of the votes. For a while, there was pretty evenly split. So, what was the motivation behind it, and who started growing it first?
The motivation, I think I was just camping with a couple of my mates one time, and we are just like, oh, let's just all get mullets.
Fuck
And then
yeah.
we started cutting, and I was like, oh yeah, I think I'm gonna rock this from now on. And then my mates were rocking it, and then they all got rid of it, and I'm like, oh, I kind of like it. And then I
Yeah.
seen the Black Dog Institute, the
Yes,
fundraiser
the mullet for
for it.
mental health. Yep.
Yeah, I seen that, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna keep growing it for that kind of thing.
I
And
did that.
then
I was as well, and then I just kept it after.
yeah, and then I've just kept it after kind of thing. I think me and Jordan got it around the same time kind of thing because I think I might have got it come home and I was like, oh, let's give you a mullet or something like that. Or
Yeah.
kind of, so yeah, we just gave each other mullets from there on.
No, that's awesome, and obviously it's also for a good cause. Obviously, at the start of it, which was Black Dog Institute. To anyone who is listening, um, go ahead and honestly donate to Black Dog Institute. It helps with mental health, men's mental health, and everything in between. It is a great conversation starter with the mullet, but obviously you decided to keep it after, and I was very much the same. I grew one, got it cut in on all that sort of stuff for mullets for mental health a few years ago, and then I was like, you know what, I'm vibing it. I'm just going to keep it.
Yeah.
Obviously, that pretty much wraps up everything. But I do have one final question, and it's what are your life goals and what are your footy goals for 2024?
Life goals pretty much it's pretty basic. Just stay fit and healthy throughout the whole year, kind of thing. Knuckle down on my nutrition and stuff like that. And obviously, I want to go on a holiday with my girlfriend. Haven't really been on one for a while, so it'd be good to get away after footy, go on a nice holiday. And footy goals, obviously the big one is NRL debut. Don't know when that's going to come, but keep working hard for it. And injury free and just play good, consistent footy throughout the whole year.
Nah, ripper. So obviously you'll be a mainstay in the SG ball this year, or is it flag this year for you?
Haven't really been told too much. Well, I'm obviously full time with NRL, so I train with Monday to Friday kind of thing. So
may even be the Rezzies this year.
Yeah, maybe. My goal is to play in the cup side. So yeah, it would be good just to play good, consistent footy in cup. So yeah, but we'll just see.
No, that's fair. Well, to anyone that's listening and or watching this once this is out, keep an eye on Noah's Instagram and also our Instagram for whenever it is announced to whatever side he's going to be a mainstay in for this year, because we'll help make the announcement as well. So that way you guys can, track Noah's progress and success, for lack of a better term, this year. Thank you very much for joining me, Noah. Honestly, have a good rest of your day and good luck for this year.
No, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate that. Anytime.